Hey guys, happy Friday. I am here today to give you your tarot tap of the day before we get the weekend started. I'm so excited about the weekend. Got some events going on. Real excited. Tomorrow's Marissa's birthday. Happy birthday, my love. So let me get to the tarot taps quickly. I got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I did. I wanted a clarification card. I was like, I need a little bit more. So then I got the Queen of Swords reversed. When I saw the Queen of Swords reversed, clarifying this Seven of Pentacles reversed, I immediately thought, okay, wait, it's not just frustration. This is not just frustration energy. This frustration, it is frustration that has been sitting inside somebody long enough to the point where you are becoming a little bitter. You know, when you sit with something too long, you become bitter. So there's some bitterness in here. Now, before everyone starts pointing fingers at their exes, their coworkers, their politicians, their neighbors, and that one family member who makes Thanksgiving feel like a hostage negotiation. This card, it's actually asking us to look inward first. This card is an I have been waiting forever. This card is already talking about disappointment. I've been waiting. This is not necessarily failure, but it's disappointment. There's a difference. Failure says, well, I tried, it didn't work. Disappointment says, well, God, I thought by now things would be freaking different. What the heck? Now that hits differently. It really does. Psychologically, this card often appears when expectations and reality, begin drifting apart. They do. You imagined this relationship would be healthier. I did not want this and this and this in a relationship, and this is all that it has. I wanted this, I wanted that, and it doesn't really have a lot of that. Let's be honest. It's also that feeling of that you imagined your finances would be better. I thought I'd be in a better place. Instead of feeling like you leveled up, it feels like you leveled down a little bit. You imagined your healing would be further along. You imagine your family would finally understand. You imagine that the whole situation, would have changed by now. That's what this feeling's about. That's what this card's about. And when reality doesn't match the picture we carry in our head, resentment begins to quietly grow. Now, I was like, I need some clarification on this. Then all of a sudden, here comes the Queen of Swords reversed. I am tired of being disappointed card, saying the same thing. It's clarifying what the card said before, and I wanted that. I said, I need some clarification for this. Where am I going with this? When I was meditating on the card. I am tired of being disappointed. Now we're getting to the deeper layer. Because this is wisdom. We didn't get that. We did not get wisdom. We got it reversed. Okay? I love the Queen of Swords upright. She's discernment, healthy boundaries, clear communication, but reversed, oh, she been hurt. This is hurt. Repeatedly. She's carrying emotional scar tissue. Yeah. It's already turned into scar tissue. When you get a wound, it's fresh. Eventually, it becomes scar tissue. Psychologically, she can represent someone whose pain is beginning to distort their perception. Things don't look as bad, but if they looked like that before the scar tissue developed, you wouldn't have put up with it. But now it's like, well, I gotta do it, I gotta do, you know. It's almost like you're putting up with stuff and you're changing. You're getting distorted. That's what this card means. Not because you're bad, but that's what happens when you get exhausted. You start just, that's not worth the fight. It's not worth the argument. I'm just gonna see it differently. Gonna put up with it. Gonna enjoy it. Gonna join it. She's already expecting disappointment before it even arrives, so she's adjusting herself to deal with it. She starts expecting betrayal before trust is even broken, kind of just waiting for it to happen. Ignoring things, acting like I didn't see, I don't want to see, I don't want to know. Starts expecting rejection before anyone even says no. Starts expecting failure before you even try. And here's the uncomfortable truth. When we live too long in that, we actually stop seeing reality. We start kind of like making our own reality. We start seeing our wounds. Carl Jung would call this a shadow issue. That's what I work on Saturdays. The soul work, the shadow work. And the shadow stuff is not necessarily because you're wrong, all right? It's because an old wound may have grabbed the steering wheel. So you're remembering what people have done in the past to make you feel like that. You're remembering how it feels. So the shadow saying, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Don't even get too excited. Don't hope. Don't invest. You're just going to get hurt again. You're just going to get hurt. And what's fascinating is that the shadow, it usually thinks that it's protecting us. It doesn't realize that it's also blocking growth. That's why you're still at where you're at. That's why you haven't leveled up. That's the truth. I promise. This is asking you, did you stop watering because you're afraid of being disappointed again? Now, those are two entirely different situations. And you know what? Let's talk about today, astrology. Today's astrology is honestly matching both of these cards perfectly. Because the moon, it's moving through an intense, emotional, deep Scorpio. And we're approaching a very powerful full moon, that energy window. And you know what Scorpio wants? Scorpio wants truth. Scorpio wants depth. And Scorpio definitely wants transformation. Scorpio wants emotional honesty. Hidden feelings they're going to tend to rise to the surface, whether we invited them or not. Emotional pressure. that's going to build beneath the surface, especially around trust, betrayal, intimacy, finances, and power dynamics. And at the same time, the sun's in Gemini. Gemini season, we're here. Like I said, my daughter's birthday's tomorrow. She's a Gemini. My dad's birthday's on the 2nd. He's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. My birthday's coming up on the 6th. This encourages questioning questions. It encourages questions because we want to know. Us Geminis want to know. We want to ask questions maybe before we're like, nah, I'm not going to ask any questions. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. I'm pretty comfortable with the scar tissue, you know, just put it over there. Gemini, Gemini coming in, it's like, no, I got some questions now. I started thinking, Gemini loves conversation. Our ruling planet is Mercury. We love conversations. That's why I like to talk, even if it's to just myself. Conversations are very important. We love to learn. We don't want to stay stagnant. This is what that energy is right now that you're feeling. It's not just, it's going to be affecting us Geminis, but it's going to be affecting all of us with this sun being in Gemini. It's bringing that light and brightness to the fact that we want to learn. We want to see new perspectives. We've been looking at it this for so long. We want to see something different now. We want to look at it differently. Mercury is emphasizing that mental clarity. And of course, like I said, communication themes this week. Translation? Your heart, it wants emotional truth. It does. Your mind, it wants logical answers. And those two may be arguing with each other today. Meanwhile, we're in the waxing moon phase, heading toward the full moon, which is nature's way of saying, what has been building, it can no longer stay hidden. No. We're not letting it hide no more. So yeah, the waxing gibbous moon, it definitely is turning the volume up. The universe is turning the volume up. And it's not to punish you. Don't think that. But it's to show you something very important. Now, when we look at these cards, especially this one, when you look at it, you see a lot of green growth that feels delayed because it's reversed. Now, if it was upright, that'd be some, ooh, yeah, we're getting that growth, we're getting that. No. This is all the hard work, all the sacrifice, everything that I've been looking the other way for. It's like it's not growing anything. It's still the same. It's like I'm waiting for something. What's happening? Why? This is frustration for everything. And then all that yellow, the wisdom gained from waiting. All that waiting is trying to tell you something. You got some white in here. The truth. And the black, that's the shadow. A lot of black in there if you look at it. That's the shadow. The Queen of Swords reversed often carries the storm cloud energy where the mind is trying so hard to protect the heart. The lesson today is bringing light into those dark corners, not avoiding them. Let's talk about number 7. 7 is the seeker. 7 is the spiritual detective. 7 asks, well, what's really going on here? What do I wish was happening? No, not that. Not what do I wish was happening. No, it is what the is going on here. I need to know. I need to know the truth. This is clarity time. Not what am I afraid is happening. No. But what is actually happening? What am I actually doing? What does it actually look like? Let's be truthful. Let's be truthful with ourselves at least. Maybe we don't want to be truthful with anybody else, but at least ourselves. And honestly, this feels very Scorpio Moon. The message I'm hearing is stop measuring everything by how long it is taking. Some of you are exhausted because you're using the wrong freaking ruler. You're measuring healing by time. No. You're measuring growth by time, success by time, relationships by time. But Spirit is using a different ruler. Spirit is measuring by transformation. Have you transformed? Have you transformed since yesterday, last week, last year, year before, last heartbreak, last time you went through this, last time that wound was messed with, opened, or even began? Those are not always the same thing. The caterpillar does not know that it's becoming a butterfly. I'll tell you that. It doesn't say, I'm this little caterpillar. I'm going to become a butterfly one day. No, it doesn't. It doesn't know that. It just thinks that everything is falling apart. That's the way it feels. Like everything's falling apart. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of getting hurt. And then our Scorpio Moon. Then stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself about what is actually hurting you. Because you know what it is. You know what actually hurts you. Not everybody is your enemy. Not every delay is failure. Not every ending is loss. But not every situation deserves another year of your life either. So, today's about brutal honesty. Not with other people, but with yourself. With you. Within yourself. Because sometimes the hardest truth isn't they disappointed me. Sometimes it's I've been disappointing myself by staying where I already knew the answer. And baby, that is Scorpio Moon kind of truth. Love them Scorpios.